Newton's laws of motion are also not something that is evolving or can be changed. On the contrary, being exactly perfect in their proportions, they are ready-made. They will never work any other way in any other place or time in the universe. The perfect and exact proportionality, valid at any place and time in the universe between masses, accelerations, and forces, related as Newton's second law states, is something that is ready, definitive, perfect. Not something in evolution or that can be at some other time or location be altered in the universe. The same is true of Newton's two other laws of motion and with his law of universal gravitation. The functioning of physics, definitely for being perfect, exact in its proportionalities and nullities as it is not something in evolution, but it is something unalterable, which has always worked and will always work in exactly the same way as we find it and we know today. The principle of inertia, its way of working, the exact and perfect equivalence always valid anywhere in the universe, between inertial mass and gravitational mass found by Galileo and the correct laws about the motions of the planets found by Kepler, are not something that could have already worked differently in the past, or that might work differently in the future. For all eternity backwards and forwards, they are proportions between the concepts of physics perfectly established in exact exchanges directly or inversely proportional, which always lead to nullity in general. They are locally always valid in any and all places or times in the universe because of the one and the same common nature that gives rise to all the concepts of physics, the relative motion. The functioning of physics has always been and will always be the same as it is today, at every time and place in the universe. It's given and ready. The functioning of physics in the universe has always been and will always be the same, given and ready. Physics and the universe are never evolving. This fact leaves the universe eternal and makes that all physical phenomena in the universe, all evolutionary processes of all living beings always repeat themselves eternally, leading to the eternity of each living being from the simplest to the most complex, even though they are all always in permanent evolution. Why does light always have the constant speed that it does? Light always presents the same speed to observers because it is a very simple type of movement. Never a composition of movements, as is the case with material objects that, being compositions of relative movements, are able to vary their relative speeds relative to the observers. Light always has the same constant speed in relation to observers, because observers are formed by the same nature, by the same oscillation in the tension of the void as light. All the matter in its most basic constituent is a kind of relative motion equal to light. That's why we perceive light always traveling at the same speed relative to us. All matter is formed by a type of motion not unlike light in its essence. That's why the speed of light is so constant compared to matter. As rational beings, we feel great satisfaction in the presence of a construction of thought in which the organization of the world appears in a logical, coherent, harmonious, and definitive set. We enjoy the same pleasure and find serene satisfaction when we see order in the chaos of life that surrounds us. Every truth has its beauty in its fair application, in its symmetry, in its proportionality. And what is truth? Formed from a world of apparently different phenomena, from a vision of the world subjected to multiple conditions, our concepts as discerned and recognized by philosophy are not for transcendent use, but only immanent. The things of the world, as the Greek thinker Plato taught us, do not have a true existence, always in becoming, they never are. They do not count as objects of true knowledge, for there is only knowledge that is in itself, by itself, without change. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, and give your like if you enjoy it.